Hello, welcome friends. I hope you're ready to fight.
I just grabbed my desk and yoinked myself closer right before we started.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's why I was thinking a little. What?
Oh, never mind. Ignore that. There's a fucking message from the clergy tweet that popped up on my phone and I was like, is it another thing? But it's nothing important.
Well, I assume that's what you were going to start talking about anyway.
Well, fucking duh. For the vibe check today, my vibe is foaming at the mouth. Because quite possibly the biggest ghost news of all time, Papa V Perpetua has been unveiled. We've got a new song, we've got a new music video, and we've got a new frontman.
So does that mean the old one's dead?
No,
Okay.
no. Copia is now head of the ministry, which, yay, if they had killed my beloved, I don't even want to think about it.
Hypothetically, he could still pop up here and there?
Yes.
Or does that not happen? Oh, okay, cool. Interesting.
Yes, which, very good. But yeah, got the fucking ghost eye in to celebrate. Last night, the video dropped at like midnight on the beginning of today. Jesus, Bridget. And I literally set an alarm to wake myself up so I could watch it when it premiered.
Which you go to bed at like 10-ish, right?
Yeah. So I slept for like 2 hours and then woke myself up because I had to be there.
So do you want to share the pictures that you have prepared?
Yes. So mostly just sharing because this shit looks cool as fuck. Fucking look at it. I'm so excited. The ghoul costumes look awesome. He's wearing a half mask, which is a fucking step. So that's super cool. And God, I love all the detail in the new costumes. I think it's going to be this new era is going to be fucking amazing. But yeah, everything looks so cool. I'm so excited. It all looks so spooky and fun. And I'm very, very happy.
I do dig that purple. I think that's a nice touch.
Right? It looks so good. Also harkens back to Terzo, which is cool because love that guy.
Also, purple's the color of royalty, which I feel like says something.
You're so right, Queen. So that's everything that's happening with Ghost, and by extension, everything that's happening in my life, because
Ghost is
God knows Ghost is my life.
That's all. That's it. That's the entire thing, yeah.
Pretty much. How about you, Bestie? How goes it?
Fine.
Nothing quite as exciting as my hyperfixation corner.
No, not really. I mean, nothing that I wouldn't put in the worsening.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, just standard living life, beating deadlines, not sleeping, losing my mind, all that.
I do love it.
Work stuff. That's what I've been doing. I didn't get home. See, this is how supportive I am. I didn't leave my office until you guys were done with regrettable reviews last night.
Thank you.
I didn't get home until
that very much.
Yeah, it was like 9:15 by the time I got home because I realized I wasn't going to leave in time to be able to watch, and I was like, well, I'll just stay here and do more work while I have you guys playing on another monitor.
Thank you.
See,
I'm glad we have such a dedicated fan.
So I ate dinner at like 9:30 last night. And then, yeah.
But hey, you survived. That's good.
It was a day. Yes. Yeah. So that's what my list.
Anything else going on, or that about it?
Yeah, nothing I'm not saving for the worsening. So.
All right, noted. So with all of that out of the way, I want to first talk about something that came up on my Twitter feed the other day, which is this absolutely fascinating question. If a snake got tased, would it coil up or would it straighten out?
I feel like
I have no idea.
I feel like it somewhat depends on the position the snake is in when you tase it.
Yes. So
right? Because doesn't being tased just like essentially stiffen the muscles?
yes.
Like, if a snake is already straight out, it would just stay like perfectly straight. But if it was coiled, it would be coiled.
Coil up even tighter. I feel like that is probably the most scientifically accurate answer that either of us are going to come up with. But I saw that and it fascinated me.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking through some of the comments on it, and there was one person who said that they actually sort of knew the answer by accident because they had tased a snake. Something about like I didn't understand what they were doing
I hope
something
they
with
live in
fish.
like I hope they live in Australia or something and that's the explanation.
No, they said that they were like doing something with fish, and so they had some sort of like rod that electrocutes. I didn't really quite understand what it was. And apparently a cottonmouth appeared.
Oh
And
yeah,
so it
that'll
was
do
just like
it.
automatic, like, nope. And apparently it was just kind of like loosely coiled, like the kind of slithery level of coil.
Okay,
So there was
interesting.
sort of an answer. But I enjoyed a lot of the comments because, people, and
I mean, please share your favorites.
yeah, actually, I should have thought about this. Let me yoink up this here link, um, because there was a couple particular ones that I greatly enjoyed. Um, so irrelevantitis, I think is the name. Obviously, it would make itself into a zigzag shape like a lightning bolt. Source: I have seen numerous cartoons.
That's a pretty good answer. I like that one.
Yeah, I think that's uh yeah, I can't even try to pretend to pronounce this username, but it would go into all kinds of shapes, even impossible ones. You will also be seeing its skeleton blinking as you do it. So,
Another cartoon source.
yeah, basically, a lot of people just referring to cartoons. But oh, here's the one.
It would. Oh, I like this. It would coil itself into the word "ouch."
Here's the one I was talking about. Somebody fly for fish. Okay, so I actually have an answer, as I have essentially tasted a snake before. They go more coiled than straight, but not fully coiled. More closely look like your standard wavy snake drawing. I found this out while using a backpack shocker for fish sampling in some small streams. Again, I don't really know what that means.
Sure.
Had a cottonmouth come out from under the bank one time right between me and the wand, and I was fortunately able to keep the electricity flowing to incapacitate it enough to get rid of it without getting bit.
Smart move.
Yeah, so again, I don't know what any of that means.
Can't say that I do either.
Sampling fish, okay. But yeah, no, I felt like, yeah, there were a lot of people that were just picking one or the other with no explanation. People trying to be pseudoscientific, and then people just cartoons. That's it, just cartoon related answers. But yeah, I feel like it would have to do with how it's already shaped when you tase it.
Yeah, that would make the most sense to me. Because it, like, if the cottonmouth is coming at you, then it's obviously slithering.
Yeah, right. So like, yeah, that was what happened in that case, but that's probably because that was the shape it was in, right? Because like when people get tased, like they don't go like, it's like whatever they
Yeah.
were already doing, they just kind of vibrate in place.
Yeah, just kind of lock up. Yeah, you do
tased.
make an excellent point.
There's a little part of me like, I bet it sucks.
You're kind of
so much,
curious, aren't you?
I do want to know what it feels like.
I want to know a little bit. I don't think I want to know enough to ever actually get tased, but there is a part of me that wonders. What are some other things where like you kind of want to know? That's a good question.
Yeah,
where like you don't want to know bad enough to get hurt, but you really do wonder.
I think there are a lot of those things that cause pain that I'm curious about, but not enough to actually like man, it must suck to get shot. But I don't obviously I do not want that. But I'm so curious.
No, thank you. But I do fucking wonder.
Yeah. Like if we could legitimately, if we could find a taser with like just a really low voltage and somebody was like, I will tase you with this if you want, I don't know that I would say no.
I don't know that I would say no either.
Like, it's not going to cause permanent damage or anything. It'll suck for, a minute or whatever.
I don't want this to actually happen at all, but I do wonder what it feels like to get stabbed.
I was thinking that too when I said the getting shot thing. Because, like, yeah.
Yeah. I have so many, like, there's so many things I do wonder about that I absolutely do not want to happen to me.
Yeah, no. The only reason I say maybe the taser, because it wouldn't actually cause, like, major damage,
Yeah, you'd be fine in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, being stabbed or shot, like, that's damage. That's a problem.
Yeah, no thank you.
I'm still curious, but not curious enough. The taser, I would say
curious
I'm curious enough.
Although, if you go, like, in fucking... If we get a taser, the next trivia contest is gonna be crazy. Yeah, watch out.
People get tased for wrong answers? Is that the way it's gonna...
I guess so.
High stakes trivia.
Super high stakes trivia. I like that. And I'm sure some game show somewhere in the world has probably done something similar.
Oh, with, like, electric shots of some kind, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get a network branded one, be real fancy.
I like it. So do we have anything else to say about tasing snakes or unpleasant things where we kind of wonder what it feels like?
I'm sure there are probably more of the latter that I can't think of at the moment. But
yeah, nothing else is really springing to mind.
That made me laugh because I think about snakes being coiled up like spring.
There we go.
But as somebody who has,
this would probably be just fucking horrible. But, like, what does it feel like to have your skin peel off? Like, all of it.
Oh God,
nope.
Yeah, that's one I'm not even curious about.
The only reason I'm curious is because
do not like.
Work was really slow today, and I watched a movie. And in that game, and somebody has to escape from handcuffs, and it doesn't go well for them.
Sure, and that's how you make your hand smaller.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm sure deeply fucking unpleasant, but I was kind of like, man, what would that be like? Again, don't want to find out, but
that's one I don't want to find out.
There's an intellectual curiosity there.
Yeah, I mean, because every once in a while, like, you'll do a thing where you're, like, reaching and you kind of catch your hand on something and you, like, rip some skin off. And it's like, just that alone is bad enough.
Just that alone is unpleasant?
It, like, ruins my week because then it, like, every time you wash your hands, it hurts. It, like, first world problems.
First world problems indeed, but also UFO Bigfoot.
Hello.
Hi, friend. How's
Howdy.
it going? What's the vibe? What's up? Please feel free to share with the class.
Yeah, no, but the snake thing, as somebody who has snakes, just thinking about it made me so sad. Like, I
know they haven't done anything. Free them.
I know. I was just, like, holding Ripley, who's just so tiny still at this point, because I'd seen your question before that. And I was like, oh my God, if anybody even thought about hurting you, I would commit mass murder. So
I too would commit murder for my scaly princess, so we are in agreement there.
Yeah.
But if that's all we've got to say on that, I have another question that is just the polar opposite end of the spectrum. Nothing unpleasant here whatsoever. What is the proper order to put ingredients in your taco?
So
anyone who's watching, if you have thoughts on this, please share. I would love to get a consensus.
Are we talking hard shell or soft shell? I know
we are talking about a hard shell taco specifically.
Okay. Because I believe we are in agreement that soft shell is superior to the hard shell taco.
The soft shell is more structurally sound, and I appreciate that. So yes.
Yes. Because I know we talked about that on the pod before. Okay, yeah, because
yes, but it's been a hot minute.
Yes. because it does matter. I do a different order depending on whether it's a soft taco or a hard taco.
Okay, well, do you want to go first in that case?
I think, oh, interesting. Big fan of soft shell wrapped in a hard shell, says UFO Bigfoot.
I need to try that.
Yeah.
Okay. I find myself fascinated by this.
See, what I was gonna say is, like, I usually go like kind of heaviest to lightest.
That's what I do. It's like sort of. I do meat first, and then you
Yeah.
put the cheese on top of the meat so it melts.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then your sour cream, your sauces, sprinkle your shredded lettuce on top, maybe a little more cheese a little as a garnish on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my average hard shell taco.
Yeah.
But I'm
I know you don't do
fascinated by this.
tomatoes, but tomatoes after cheese.
Yeah, I really don't fuck with a lot of tomato-based things. So I
Yeah.
am a would it be tacos gringos? I'm not sure. I'm like a sour cream on the taco as like the sauce type person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm fascinated by this lettuce to keep the meat grease from soaking the shell because I never thought of that. And I can't say that it's wrong.
Does it yeah. Does
Notice?
it make it more likely that the meat falls out though? Because I feel like the meat kind of the reason I put it in the bottom is because I feel like that kind of keeps it in better somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I'm not a physicist. It just, it feels like it keeps it in there better. And I feel like if the meat were on top of the lettuce, it would be more likely to fall out. But then again, everything just falls out when you bite into a hard shell because it explodes. So
this is very true. Also, Kyle, Sleepy K, I know you're watching, and I know you said you have thoughts about the order of a taco. Please chime in. To enter the room if you feel like it.
He's in the living room.
Yeah. Second Sleepy K shout out on a network event in a row.
That's 2 days in a row, yeah. So did you see the what? Lettuce acts like a nest and keeps it in place, so it like cradles.
Fascinating.
Cradles the meat.
I might have to try this.
The lettuce becomes a meat cradle.
Interesting.
I hate that phrasing so much.
I don't know why you said that. I didn't like it either.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me that wouldn't be a good name for a metal band, would be Meat Cradle.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I lied. If I ever develop musical talent, there's my shitty metal band. Actually, it doesn't no, it'll just be my shitty metal band.
Would it be better if it would
sound as you should?
As a name for a metal band, would it be better as like Cradle of Meat or Meat Cradle?
Ooh, but does that sound too much like Cradle of Filth?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe Meat Cradle.
Yeah.
Get a nice
see it.
Going.
I can't really do that.
Oh, I can't. I have worked on that. I am slowly trying to learn how to scream properly, and that's one of maybe two things I have going for myself. Is I can do the one voice exercise where you're supposed to kind of like bark to like find the place where you're making inhuman noises, but not like hurting yourself,
like a guttural sound.
Yeah, and then doing the blech. Those are the two things I've got going for myself.
Develop your skills and get a good meat cradle growly thing going, and
let's go.
That'll be your function in your shitty metal
and
band.
And here's the thing: I don't even need to play well because it'll just be wall of noise.
There you go.
Boom.
It feels like
problem solving.
I feel like that's the cop out for a lot of those groups. It's like, they won't even know if we're good at this or not.
Yeah, I'm sure it works to the advantage of some.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a good chunk of the punk genre, especially in like the 80s and 90s.
But yeah, I think that I can't speak to the lettuce thing. I would have to try it. I'm open to it, but right now, I think the sort of heaviest thing first is the way to go.
Yeah, we'll have to
We'll
We'll
have to
do
a
an
little experiment.
experiment. We'll have to plan for this. Well, at the very least, we know we'll be in the same place in like a month.
Yeah. Or also,
I know we got
could be before then.
Yeah. Before then, is there something coming up?
Girl, my birthday's in April. Are you not going to come?
That's more than a month from now.
Oh, I can't math.
Your birthday's April 10th, dude. Did you forget?
No, I knew that. We were close
Yeah.
enough. Approximately a month.
It's March 5th.
I know. Approximately. Anyway. Jesus.
But I was going to say, next time we're in the same place, we got to do Fruit Knocked. But
we do have to do Fruit Knocked.
But I feel like an experimental taco party would also be.
I'm here for it.
And experimental in terms of ingredient order, but also just like weird shit. We can put the fruit in the tacos.
Weird taco party.
Weird taco Fruit Knocked.
I am so here for all of this. Why not? That's going to be an excellent whatever happens.
Franken taco, fruit and taco. No, it's not.
I don't know about that.
We'll workshop it.
We will workshop it. Okay, so unless we have anything else to say about the order in which one should add ingredients to their taco, I have an asshole of the week for us.
Sure. Let's asshole it up in here. Or not, depending on the case. I'm acting like I haven't read it.
You have?
I did.
Nice.
I have opinions.
Okay. So this has been judged already, but let's ignore that. I'm going to read this out loud. So the title is, Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I wouldn't make her coffee anymore unless she stops micromanaging me? And the post reads, so for context, I, 24 male, and my girlfriend, 23 female, have been together for about 2 years, living together for roughly 6 months. Normally, we have a good routine. I wake up first, make coffee, and she wakes up to a nice hot cup. Recently, though, she started getting really particular about how she wants it done. She insists on using this super specific method. Measure the grounds to the exact gram, pre-warm the mug in the microwave for 30 seconds, add the milk at a certain temperature, and on and on. At first, I tried to oblige because, hey, if she loves coffee that much, I want to make it nice for her. But it got to a point where every time I handed her a cup, she'd grill me. Did you weigh the grounds first? Did you warm the mug? Is this whole milk or 2%? If anything was off, even by a tiny bit, she'd sigh and say it wasn't as good as, quote, the right way. One morning, she literally took the mug from me, dumped it down the sink, and started the process herself, while ranting that I never do it the right way. I got frustrated and told her, if you're going to be this picky, just make your own coffee. I'm done making something only to be told how it's wrong every time. She got upset and said I was overreacting, that she just wants her coffee a certain way, and that I should respect her preferences. I argued that I was respecting her preference, I just didn't appreciate the constant criticism or micromanaging. She accused me of being lazy and unaccommodating. Now I'm feeling guilty because I do want her to enjoy her morning coffee, but I'm also tired of feeling like I'm a barista under constant scrutiny. Am I the asshole for telling her she can just handle it herself until she stops micromanaging me? Or should I just suck it up and follow her super detailed instructions? Your girlfriend kind of sucks, brother.
You know what?
I mean, from this alone.
I feel like so many of these Am I the Asshole posts are like in the context of relationships. And I feel like my conclusion almost always is just get rid of the person. Just put them on an ice floe and push them out to sea. Like,
I mean, I don't know anything about your relationship outside of this little coffee disagreement, and maybe everything else is perfect. I don't know, but I'm going to say, no, you're not the asshole. She's being ridiculous.
No. I mean, she seems ungrateful. Like, I feel like this is one of those things that seems small, but is kind of indicative of a person's character. Like, a person is doing a nice thing for you.
Exactly.
If your response is not just thank you, and instead is to be like, keep doing this nice thing for me, but put extra work into it and do it the way I want you to do it. It's like, no. You either and it's not like he when she told him that she likes it a particular way, he was like, well, go fuck yourself. No.
He tried.
Right? And I mean, honestly, her requirements are ridiculous. Warming the mug in the microwave?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Who has time for that?
Fuck that noise.
That's insane. There's no way she could possibly tell a difference. Like, sure, it might cool the coffee down by like a degree or two. Again, not a physicist.
But,
I don't know how
who
that shit
cares?
works. Yeah, like, there's no possible way she could tell the difference.
And like, I know the level of coffee snobbery that exists in this world.
Yeah.
But like, come on.
But it's like, I'm sure he's not using the wrong kind of milk.
No.
Like, because that's a pretty easy thing to do. But
Yeah.
sure, maybe the ground's being slightly more or slightly less than she wants. But like, again, how could she possibly tell if it's off by like...
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
All right. And he's putting in that level of effort, and she still thinks it's not right. Like, how could he possibly...
Yeah, no, it's so mean. It's so mean-spirited.
Yeah, no.
Someone's doing something nice for you so that you wake up to a nice fresh hot cup of coffee, and this is how you're treating them. They're just not doing it, like, they're not doing it right.
Yeah. A person does a nice thing for you. The response is thank you. Yes. And I glanced through some of the comments a little bit. And somebody said like, somebody said something along the lines of like, if somebody makes me like a shitty cup of tea, I say thank you, and I drink the shitty cup of tea, and then I go and make myself my fancy tea.
Yeah, and then I move on with my life.
Yeah, drink the coffee it gives you, and then when you get up, you can make it the way you like it if it wasn't quite right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the exact same comment.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Oh yeah, the way it was, I like my tea in very specific ways. If someone drops a Lipton's bag in a cup and pours microwave water over it, I say thank you and drink my terrible tea. Then I go make fancy shit for myself.
Yeah. Not that hard.
That's the appropriate response.
Also, I like this comment. 6 months living together, and now the mask is starting to slip, and you're finding out who she really is.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't... It's... kind of beggars can't be choosers thing, or don't look a gift horse in the mouth, or whatever any of this that semi-apply to this. But like, either accept the way he does it, or just do it yourself. There's no... I like what this person says. Tell her, I'll never be able to make it as well as you do, and I hate seeing you disappointed. So as the expert, you should make it. Sure. Gotcha, bitch. That is accurate. I was just reading that comment was too long to be reading. Yeah, that is a lethal level of passive aggression, but I do kind of love it. Yeah. I'm like, what can I say? There is a part of me that truly is a petty bitch. Is that a part of me that I'm super proud of? Not necessarily. Is that a part of me that I also go out of my way to suppress in every situation? No. Sometimes the situation does call for being petty. Yeah, I don't really think I have a petty side per se. Oh God, I do. That I'm aware of. I say that I'm aware of because who knows, maybe I do that and I don't notice it. But like, I still think that's a good response to that situation, because it's all technically accurate. It's like, this is the way you like it. You're clearly better at making it the way you like it than I am. Mm-hmm. So you should probably be the one to make it if you insist it has to be this way, because clearly I can't do it. Yeah. Hopefully, this guy is not being an unreliable narrator. Yeah. That is the thing with Reddit. You do just have to take OP at their word. Yeah. It's like, maybe he hasn't been trying that much, but that's the only thing I could think of that would, that would in any way be a point in her favor. Mm-hmm. Ish, where like he was clearly not trying and just, but it doesn't seem like that's the case if he's being truthful here. Yeah. Why does it look like someone dropped a pile of like black clothing behind me, or like spilled some paint, or the void? It's Nyx. I'm joking. It's Nyx. We love the void. I honestly couldn't tell where her head was. I had to turn around and look. That's her butt. That's the fun part about having a black cat, isn't it? It really just looks like, it looks fake. It looks like a fake black blob behind me. She's
All right,
weird.
do we have anything else to say about this Am I the Asshole post? Because I would say it is 100% fairly judged as not the asshole by
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say
larger Reddit community.
yes, the judgment is absolutely correct there, and I think he should see this as a big red flag and run while
Yeah,
he's
I
still.
would run.
Because I think this is potentially just the beginning of things that she'll try to micromanage in his life.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I would run.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is it a little early for the worsening, or do we want to get into that? How much do we feel like we have?
I don't know that I have a ton. I had a thing earlier that I was like, oh, we got to bring this up on the pod, and then I completely forgot what it was.
You do hate to see it. I feel like I had that the
Yes.
other day. I was like, oh, I got to write this down. And now I just have the nagging sense that I had that thought, but I don't know about what.
Yes. Yeah, no, it was like just today, and I was like, oh, I should like write that down immediately. Then I
Did
didn't.
anything? No, it's not. Jesus, Bridget, it's not a fucking class day for you. I was about to say, did anything fun happen in class? God.
Not today. Not today.
Nor yesterday?
Probably. I don't remember anything.
Fair enough. Not sure what I expected.
So I made myself a couple pieces of toast for breakfast today.
Okay.
And I was
Whatever,
thinking,
man.
and I feel like there's a lot of inherent questions in that. I feel like anytime I see somebody on TV like putting butter on toast, they always leave it on the plate and butter it while it's on the plate, but I hold it in my hand when I butter it.
I hold it in my hand too. Because it
Is that
slides
normal?
all around on the plate.
Yeah.
I
But
think
if
it's normal.
TV, they're always leaving it on the plate, right? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I guess you make less of a mess if you keep it on the plate. I always end up buttering my hands somehow.
I suppose.
But I was buttering one piece, holding it in my hand, the other one was laying on the plate, and like kind of a chunk of the butter fell off onto the other one, and I started yelling. I was like, "No, a defector!" And then I was like, "Oh, this is me, like actually committing to memory one of the weird things that I shout to myself during the day."
I love that for
Because
you.
the butter defected
Thank
to
you for
that piece
sharing.
of toast. Yeah. It's like, well, that was what made me think of it. I was like, oh, I'm actually going to remember a thing this time. And I did.
I'm trying to remember if I have done anything particularly weird lately. Or like particularly weird and out of the ordinary. Or weird enough for me to remember. Because God knows I'm doing weird shit all the time.
Yes. Well, I did intentionally arrange my surgical shoe in such a way that people could see my prawn cocktail socks yesterday.
Which,
So there
as
was
is
that.
your right, in my humble opinion.
Like, I moved
That
the
is
tongue of the
exactly
shoe
what
as
you
far back. Yeah.
That's
like as far
precisely
back as it
what
would
you
go.
should be doing.
It was not in a practical place. It should not have been where it was, but that was the only way you could see one of the prawns on my socks. And then not a single person commented on it all day. I'm like, how are you not noticing that I am wearing teal socks with little pink prawns on them?
That is unbelievably rude.
People never get to see my socks, despite the fact that I'm always wearing fun socks.
You hate to see it.
And I was disappointed.
I'm very sorry.
They're my favorites, too. I love those ones. I don't know why. Something about having socks with prawns on them makes me laugh very hard.
Well, now I know. Do we want to get into the worsening? I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
Begin the meditation.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, Q-Ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
Before we get into what you have for me, I want to bring up something that I forgot to bring up on last week's worsening. That was something that definitely made both of us worse, which was our fucking 2-hour dead silent parallel play session where we did absolutely nothing but play video games and almost not speak to each other at all.
Like I asked an occasional question. I ate some cottage
I gave
cheese.
an occasional like single sentence answer, and then we did nothing but play Skyrim.
Yeah,
So I don't know about you, but that definitely made me worse.
isn't that kind of the point though? Like, it's, you know, if it were about having a conversation, you would just have a conversation, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Podcast
And
gold,
actually,
baby.
it would be really funny to actually record and then like actually just look at the sound peaks later. You wouldn't even have to play it back. You just look at.
Well, we've done some chill for like bonus streams. We've done some like we're just chilling, come hang out. We could do that again.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
Makes me actually editing that. Anger, annoyance.
Wait, it would be so
confusion
because there's just nothing. There's long stretches.
I guess so.
Again, I hadn't eaten dinner and so I just got like a mason jar and put cottage cheese in it. It was sitting there eating it, so there'd be the sounds of like the spoon hitting the glass container and eating.
The sounds of cottage cheese, the sounds of me hitting my vape, and then nothing else. So that definitely made both of us worse last week. And I think we grow significantly worse every single time we have one of those instances.
Yeah. I do think it was particularly funny though, because it went on like that for a couple hours, and then finally you were like, all right, I think I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, bye.
And then I left.
What a compelling story. Oh, big stretch.
Oh, hello.
Oh, another big stretch.
Ooh, are you coming up here?
Hi.
It's like watching a shark fin advancing towards you.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah?
Come on up.
He's thinking about it.
You can do it.
You got it. There you go.
Yay!
Hi, Nixie.
Heard a little
Did you have a good
trill.
nap?
Very cute.
Did you have a good nap? Good.
But with last week's forgotten bit of worsening out of the way, what have you got for me this week, Bestie?
Well, I mean, so I guess kind of transitionally speaking, the best thing to mention is Skyrim. Because I have been
How
playing
far are
it,
you in that?
I don't know how to answer that. How are you supposed to answer that? I've done things.
What quests are you doing currently?
Oh my god, I feel like I just keep collecting all the miscellaneous quests. But I finished a bunch, like the Way of the Voice, and
okay. See,
I've killed
that means
3
something
dragons.
to me. Okay, there we go. I know. Like I know what you mean.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I've been playing it almost every day. I didn't get to yesterday, of course, because again, being at work so late. But yeah, pretty much every day and making progress. And you know, I got my house Carl now.
I love it. What skills are you putting points into?
Done a lot with like what do you call it? The persuasive thing.
Smart.
Right? Is that
yes, persuasion.
Yes.
Or like speech persuasion, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I couldn't remember what it was actually labeled as on the thing, but I really want to get my lock picking skills up higher because I get so annoyed when I come across something that's too high for me. And I'm like, I'm never gonna remember to go back. So a lot of that.
Yeah, that is a struggle.
Yeah. So I would say I concentrate on those. Archery. I'm trying to build up my archery skills.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I've been making good progress, I would say.
I love it.
Yep. So again, that's been a pretty much everyday thing. You know, really taking advantage of my nice monitor I have here.
Oh, I bet Skyrim looks fucking awesome on that.
It's so pretty. Like sometimes when I'm walking around, I'll just like, I swear.
I have that moment too.
I swear on Monday, 2 days ago, since I didn't play yesterday, I was like, I am going to make it to Riften. And so I like followed the signs and it took me, I swear I was walking for like 2 hours just following signs. I'm like, how long can this possibly take? But I found it.
It's a big game.
It truly is. So I spent like 2 hours just walking and killing the occasional thing that attacked me, I swear.
Nice. I've been doing a fair amount of that in my survival Skyrim save
Mm-hmm.
because there's no fast travel.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Well,
I like being able to stop at
technically
home and
there's
drop
like
off things.
technically there's like a horse and cart you can hire at each of the major cities.
Yeah.
So like I'll like take that
Missed.
to get close, and then so it's not like as bad,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely is an added challenge.
Yeah, no, I like being able to because I'm always trying to carry way too much stuff. So I like being able to stop at home and drop things off and sell things.
That's the thing, it's forcing me to unlearn
lighten the
that.
load. No, I want all the things that I find. Well, not all the things, but wait, how much?
I
is
do
this
know what
armor
you
worth?
mean.
It's like, but how much does it weigh?
Mm.
Although I am wearing boots that allow me extra carry weight, so that's pretty exciting.
That's the thing. I'm like, and because I played the save file of Skyrim, like my old one, I guess, my non-survival one for so long, I'm so used to having all this like high level stuff, and now I'm like back to the beginning, like, shit. I gotta get used to actually like, not being unkillable.
Yeah, I felt that when I like finished playing Breath of the Wild and then started playing Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, oh my god, I have to fight with branches again.
What else you got?
I went to another toy festival over the weekend.
I love that for you. Did you make any purchases?
I did. It was challenging because
class.
I'm still using crutches. So and it was a pretty big festival, and it was very crowded, and I was really struggling. I was in a lot of pain trying to get around, but
so sorry. I hate you.
I told myself I was going to stop buying Funkos, but I did buy 3 of them.
What'd you get?
Because I got one of John from They Live. I got really excited. He's like holding the gun and wearing the sunglasses to go with my little alien from They Live.
Nice.
So I was pretty jazzed about that as a find. Had a nice chat with that guy because I asked him if he had anything Reanimator.
Hell yes.
But he did not, and he said, but now I'll keep an eye out for it. I'm like, nice.
Ooh.
But there was another vendor where I got Chell from Portal 2.
Nice.
And she comes with a little companion cube.
Aww.
And they were underpricing it by a good amount, and I didn't want to tell them that. So I didn't, because it was like $22, and I was like, let me check online, and I saw them going anywhere from like 50 to 90, and I was like, I'll just grab this. Yep. And I got a one of a Nord from Elder Scrolls Online. So
nice.
Video game oriented
building the collection.
Yep. Those 2 video game ones are going to sit on my desk. That's where the video game stuff goes, like my weird little Fallout rubber ducky.
Aw, I didn't know about Fallout rubber ducky.
Yeah, I got them a couple months ago, so I'm going to build that up. But then I came across a board game that I think I've mentioned to you before called the Omega Virus.
Oh my god, yeah. Didn't you get one of those on eBay?
Yeah. It was a board game that came out in the 90s, but it was like a failed game. Like nobody bought it. It was like really high tech for the time.
Interesting.
And like pretty much nobody has heard of it. My dad had gotten one at like some auction as part of a lot of things. It was just like this random thing, and we all fell in love with it. But then, of course, over time, we lost pieces to it, and it stopped working because it has like an electronic component.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought myself one on eBay a few years ago for like $100, and then like a ridiculous amount of shipping that ended up being like $50 or something. Yeah. But it was the same booth where I got the Chell and the Nord Funkos, and I had bought those, and I was leaving, and I looked up on the top shelf, and it had like 5 or 6 things buried on top of it. And I was like, it's the Omega Virus.
Nice.
And so I asked him how much. I texted a picture to my brother, and he's immediately like, how much is it? You have to buy it.
Nice.
So I had to ask. I was like, I don't see a price on this. They're like, oh, it's on the box. I'm like, ma'am, I cannot get that box. I'm on crutches here. So somebody had to come and take all the things off of it and get the box down. It took a while, but it was only $50.
There you go.
Yeah, so I bought it for my brother, and it's like the things you do for family, because it's not a small box. It is a very big box.
Mm-hmm.
And I would once again like to emphasize that I was on crutches. Did not go well. But
you did it in the end.
yeah, I went to the car immediately after I bought it, and I felt bad because Nixie's rolling around back there. I felt bad because there was a guy I had asked to hold 3 other Funkos and told him I'd be back, and then I wasn't back. Oh no. What did you just do? She leaned, and so she did something, and I don't even have a person to like sit here and talk to like I did the last time this happened when Maddie was our guest. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Do I have stories to tell? No, I don't. I really don't. I think it's well documented that I have stories and then I immediately forget what those stories are. That is a thing that occurs. I don't know. I suppose I could continue my worsening. That I am going to an anime convention this weekend as well. So there's that. Yeah. As I check my phone to be like, is she going to send a message as to what is going on? Hard to say. But yeah, there's a Niagara Falls Anime Festival on Sunday, which like it's like an hour drive. I'm like, sure, I'll check it out, whatever. But it looks suspiciously like the one that we had here in Rochester, which ended up being very lame, like back in January. So I'm a little afraid to do it. You know, drive an hour, buy a ticket for $20. Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about, that it is the same promoter. It is the same, like, people putting this one on. So it's like, do I drive an hour, buy a ticket, crutch my way around, and then it ends up being like, yeah, a waste of time and money. It's hard to say, but at the same time, it's like an any port in the storm kind of thing, like an any con in the off season kind of thing. Because there is also another anime convention later this month, which I mentioned before, Toricon. That's all of 2 miles from where I live, which is very nice. Yeah, it is almost con season. These are my like tide me over cons, because I've somehow managed to find one in January, and now I've got 2 in March. I didn't find one in February, just toy festivals in February. So I guess those are another like tide me over kind of thing. It's like, at least I get to go around and look at booths and be around nerds. It's like, you know, a comforting kind of thing. Okay, so she is restarting. She says she has no clue what happened. But again, she leaned over right before she disappeared. I refuse to believe she didn't touch something. I was just thinking if it was her cat attacking her PC again. Could have been. But then she wouldn't not have a clue what happened. This is incredible podcasting material. Just incredible. You know, we could actually just cut out this whole part when we eventually post it. I mean, the people watching live are stuck with me at the moment. But at least, oh no, do you not see me? Do you not see me suffering here? Trying to just filter. Oh, thank God. She's back.
Okay. So I caught part of that up on stream.
Uh-huh.
Not touch anything. Touched nothing. I have no idea what just happened.
But then why did you lean right before it happened?
Because I was grabbing something for my worsening.
Oh, okay.
It was not an accidental plug pull. I did nothing. Stop
I filled the
slandering
time.
me.
I kept talking somehow.
And I'm so proud of you.
I continued my worsening.
I love that. Want to give me some bullet points?
Basically, just that I'm going to Niagara Falls Comic Con on Sunday and the Toricon later this month.
I
Those
love
are
that
my
for
like
you.
conventions to tide me over until regular cons start.
So for my worsening, one, I'm back on my Minecraft bullshit.
Yes.
That
I
one
believe
comes
you
back
said
pretty
something to that effect.
pretty regularly. I did bring that up on Regrettable Reviews last night.
That's why I felt like I just heard you talking about it. I was like, but how? How did I
am
know?
Back
That's
on my
where.
Minecraft bullshit. That one again, it comes back. It's like Skyrim, where every now and again it returns and then has me in a chokehold for a little while. All of the ghost stuff is making me so much fucking worse. I've probably listened to that song like 10 times already.
I did watch the whole video. I know,
That's
right?
exciting.
I thought you'd be proud. I watched it.
I am incredibly proud.
I was reading some of
So-
the comments.
That's definitely making me worse. Here's a fun way that I'm worse. I've got a cosplay prop that just came in the mail recently, which is what I was leaning over to grab.
Oh. Nice. What'd you order those?
I got them on Etsy.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Somebody who's just
So-
like, I know there are reanimator nerds out there who would love to
Yeah.
have.
Got my fucking reanimator syringe and bottle of reagent. So
Nice.
Herbert West cosplay coming soon. I also I just ordered this came in recently. I got a lab coat and a tie for that.
Nice. You need like a clear like fanny pack or whatever they call them these days to like put those in so that they're like visible even when you don't want
Or
to
I
hold
could just
them.
have them in my lab coat pocket and yoink them out for pictures.
I know, but then you can see them all the time.
This is true, but Herbert West would never wear a fanny pack. He would find it demeaning.
I don't know that he would.
I think you would.
I don't think it would be that he would find it demeaning. I think that he would think that that was like something that didn't require his time or thought. Like, I have pockets. I'll just throw a thing in a pocket.
This is very true. So that's another one of the ways that I'm worse. I finished uploading that fan fiction that's like 73 fucking pages. That is now fully published.
Nice,
So
nice.
that's a way that I'm worse. And I feel like I had one more thing that's for some reason no longer. Oh yeah, watching a movie at work is definitely a way that I'm worse. Definitely a way that I'm worse. It's a good thing my boss does not watch this show.
Yeah, I wish I had time for that sort of stuff at work.
I mean, work
That's
is
fine.
all.
I chose
slow
this.
season is driving me utterly insane with boredom, though. So like, there's benefits and detriments.
Well, yes, but I was stuck at work until I was working on posters for this year's Insomnia Film Festival.
Ooh, fun!
Yeah. So that's why I was there so late working on that. Always stuff to do.
And honestly, I think that might be it for me.
My regular, what has now become my regular anime update is I'm 170 something episodes into One Piece now.
And how's that going for you?
Good. It's
Nice.
it's interesting because now that I like have been watching the show long enough to be familiar with like the main characters and kind of the world a little bit. Now when I come across like merch, like action figures and stuff from the show, they're kind of spoilers. Like apparently one of my favorite characters loses an eye at some point.
Oh shit!
So I'm not too happy about that.
Understandable.
You know, stuff like that. And I'm like, stop showing me these things. Although I did kind of feel that way even with Attack on Titan, like
Oh yeah,
seeing some of
Hanji.
the figures from the final season, and yeah. I was like, yeah, you're kind of telling me what's coming, people. Stop this. Not that that's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where I am. I'm making a decent dent in it.
I love it.
Less than 1,000 episodes to go now.
Oh my god.
I'm
right, well, what do
I'm
we
still waiting
got?
until it goes to widescreen. It's still the little square with the
Oh,
black
wow.
lines on the side. Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got coming up? We've got Vinland Saga tomorrow. We're talking about the end of season 1, so that'll be exciting.
Ooh, yeah, well.
I'm expecting big things. No defend this week, and then bringing it back around to your regularly scheduled programming beginning on Monday with Big Dumb Monsters.
Yeah, because no regrettable reviews next week either. So
No regrettable reviews next week.
It'll
We will
just be
be at
Monday.
Retro. We will be at Retro Nerd Fest. We will be at Saratoga Comic Con. We will be at Mid Hudson Comic Con. We got events coming up. You can use Monster Mead code on the Bull and Bee Meadery website. Get $5 off your online order if you are so inclined. And I think that's everything. Yes, here.
I just saw Chris's comment that he usually has Pluto on in the background when he works from home. One of my favorite things is when I have meetings that I have to attend that are so big and online that I don't need to have my camera on, and then I legitimately sometimes just play video games and then have the meeting on another screen.
Incredible. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, oh, what's this? A big meeting I have to go to?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's going to bring us to a close. So as always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week. We will see you then. Adios, everybody.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday. You can subscribe to our Twitch channels to watch our live broadcasts without ads, or donate to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Big Dumb Monsters podcast network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening.